Hello YouTube world, Liam, the Deaf Doom MetalHead, and I'm doing a big thank you collection update. Now when I say thank you, the reason is because I got 3 awesome packages in the post from 3 awesome people in the heavy metal community. And yeah, this video is basically going to show what they sent me and say a massive thank you to them. So the reason behind this video is basically, since doing this whole YouTube thing, I've made loads of really cool new friends, and it's kind of really been a positive thing for me. I was really apprehensive about doing it, didn't really think it would be anything, you know. The whole point of it is just to purely talk about the passion of music that I have for it, kind of get people into new bands, talk about my own band, because that's, you know, the only way you're going to be able to promote yourself is if you talk about your own music. Not big-headed about it, but you know, you have to talk about it. And yeah, just kind of get more involved in the music community and try and get my name in there so I can talk to people and, you know, make those connections. And doing it I have, and it's been amazing, and I've made some amazing friends. And the first guy I'm going to talk about is none other than the legendary Ken and Ken's Death Metal Crypt. Now Ken has been really helpful for me in my YouTube journey. He's such a genuine person, so when you watch his videos, there's no bullshit, there's no ego, there's no, you know, trying to show off, there's nothing like that. Purely Ken's YouTube channel is to promote music, there's no other reason behind it. It's just him promoting bands. He's like, his channel started, I mean, I subscribed to it a long time ago, I can't really remember when. I remember someone at my work told me there's a YouTube channel that basically has death metal on there. Go check it out. I did, and I've followed it ever since. Like, he used to put loads of, well, he still does, puts loads of cassettes of demos that you've never ever heard of, especially for people like me who were born in like the end of the 80s and didn't get into metal until the 2000s. So death metal to me was all the newer bands, so all these really old bands that came out when I was about 1 year old, 2 years old, never going to hear them, but Ken is kind of putting them to the forefront for people to check out. And he sent me a few here that I'd never heard of that are from England, and it was really cool, and I'm really proud. So without whittering on, Ken's a legend. Go check him out if you've never heard of it. Check Ken's out, because yeah, his YouTube channel is the gospel for me when it comes to death metal. He's a massive Iron Maiden fan as well, and I'll leave a link below to his room tour so you can see he's not just a guy that gets free stuff. He's a guy that's been collecting for a long time, and he knows what he's talking about, and he has his hands in all sorts of projects. He's, you know, proper underground. That's why I refer to him as the godfather of the underground death metal movement. Anyway, so he sent me a package which was really out of the blue, wasn't expecting it, there was no trade-off or anything like that. It's just him sending me a gift, and I can't fucking thank him enough because it really is amazing. So he kind of had a theme with it, so it's old school English death metal mixed with some newer American death metal. He included some stickers which are on the guitar case over there, some cutouts from Bolt Thrower and Black Sabbath which are now on the wall. We're here in Doom Cave. Letters on the wall as well. And yeah, and what he sent me, all of them were new to me bar one. And yeah, I'll just crack on instead of talking out my arse. So the first one is Nightmare Visions. Now this is their Blasphemy demo from 1991. An OG from his collection. He said, I think you should have this in yours. Death Doom, band were based in Wigan, then moved to Manchester and then Lancashire way. I believe they were around to about 2014 and then they called it a day. But this is really old school sounding Celtic Frost to me. Like the very first Celtic Frost full length, it's got that vibe to it. It's obviously, because it's a demo, it's not crisp, it's not clear, it's not in your face like death metal, it's more toned down a bit, it's got that British feel to it. And it was really interesting listening to it because it did really remind me of early Celtic Frost. I mean, it's incredible that he sent it to me because, you know, you've never heard of him before. And this is obviously from his personal collection, so he must have got this whenever it came out in 91. That's the J card there, very DIY, done by the band. And you can't even make out the picture. But it's just insane. I mean, look at the price of it there, you can read there. Let's see if that focuses. But when I was listening to it, yeah, I mean, it's only what, 4 tracks? Yeah, 4 tracks. Yeah, just a really solid old school Celtic Frost vibe. So it's not chunky, thick, modern, well, I say modern, death metal-y sounding guitars. It's more of a toned down approach to it. Yeah, a really cool listen. I need to check out what they've done after this, because I haven't actually done that yet. I've just listened to this and that's all I know by them. And obviously being a demo, you can't really go by a demo. But I liked what I heard. That was really cool. Then the second one he sent me was another UK death metal band that no longer exists. Sadly, their vocalist committed suicide in 2014, but the band formed in 1989 or 1990, sorry. And they are based around the north somewhere, I believe, or no, Oxfordshire, sorry, Oxfordshire, and that is Gomorrah, and this is their last album they ever put out, which is Caress the Grotesque. I think this came out around 96, 97, 1996, through Black Mark Productions. And yeah, I mean, this was again a completely new one to me, and I was really confused at first with what I was listening to, because it's got really good death metal tone to it, very good 90s death metal, but then it sounds like with this album they were getting into more of that 90s kind of vibe where bands were doing more, the lyric style was different. So he has a really good gut roll, and then he'd change it up to kind of like almost like a Sabbath sound, you know, the guy Martin Walkier, I think his name is, he's got that kind of vibe to it. Chap there is the one who sadly is no longer with us. He goes by the name of Sven, I think his name was. So I'm not sure if he was from the UK or not, but absolute killer album. I mean, I really enjoyed it because it was so varied in style, so sweaty. But it was just really interesting to listen to, and like Ken said, a solid death metal, and it is solid death metal musically. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. It's just the lyric style. He kind of changes it up some songs to a point where it's just a bit weird. And I guess it was at the time of recording, they were just going to change it up, and they got caught in that web and trying to be different. But again, I mean, sadly, there's nothing after this, so I need to go check out the albums before this. But this is the only second full length that exists. So really cool, Gomorrah. And then he sent me this album, which I've been after for absolutely ages, since I discovered it really. It was only last year I heard it, and that is Rotted with Pestilent Tomb. This came out in 2018, but this is a 2020 repress through Maggot Stomp, and this is I don't know if they still are, or it was a one-man project by a guy called Dylan Jones. Does everything on here, but the backing vocals are done by none other than Ken from Ken's death metal Crypt. And yeah, this is just absolute riff galore. This is so good. This is how death metal to me should sound. If you want that old school sounding vibe, crunchy guitars, thick bass lines, but it's got that mid-tempo feel to it, and it picks it up a bit with speed. There's no technical stuff on this at all. It's all groove laden, very easy headbanging riffs, you know, nothing pushing the boat out, no boundaries are being pushed, just solid death metal, and I really love it. I know Mark now uses the track from here for his intro to his YouTube channel, and you know, it's easy to see why, because that is an absolute killer riff. So yeah, love the Rotted, sorry, great album. Then he sent me this cassette here. This is Paralysis with Patrons of the Dark. This is a 2021 repress through Headsplit, but this originally came out in 1992. But the band only did two, I think it was EPs or demos before this, and this is their only full length that I can confirm. Yeah, it is. So what I can say about this is, again, solid American death metal, because Ken, you know, he provides the good stuff only. And yeah, I absolutely love this. This is my kind of death metal. It's got that thick, rich, crunchy tone, really scooped sounding, guttural vocals. I believe the guy on the vocal duties is also in Goat Lord, I think the band name is, if you know that band. And yeah, absolutely killer stuff. Like I say, early 90s death metal from the US. Can't really go wrong with many of them. And this one is just solid. Reminds me a lot of early Broken Hope as well. It's got that vibe, and I fucking love Broken Hope. So yeah, massively liking this. This has been getting a lot of spins. Then he also sent me another repress for 2021. This is Cianide's live album Dead and Rotting. This came out through Caustic Cassette this year. This originally was out in 2014, I believe. And Ken has strong ties to Cianide. They are a Chicago band. And yeah, I love Cianide. Death Doom, more death metal than anything else. There's doomy elements in their music. But they're just a brilliant band. No, I don't need to go into too much detail about Cianide, but they are fucking awesome. You know, me and Dan and Andy in Consecration are all big Cianide fans. We all love Cianide. So yeah, absolutely love that. That was really, really good. And then lastly, the icing on the cake for Ken's package was this CD that I already have on wax, but mine's a repress. This is the OG press from Ken's collection of the debut EP from My Dying Bride. I'm going to try and pronounce it. Symphonaire Infernus et Serra Imperium. 3-piece fill. And this, I mean, everyone knows I love My Dying Bride who watches my YouTube channel. So I'm fucking really proud to have this. Absolutely insane they even gave it to me in the first place. Get back in there. Like I say, I have it on wax, but to have an OG copy of it on CD, you know, very, very happy. I mean, even the wife came running through saying, "Why are you so excited?" And I had to show her, and she was like, "Why does that even matter?" She's an idiot. But you know, I love My Dying Bride, so to have that was the icing on the cake. So again, Ken, I cannot thank you enough for that. It's totally overboard. Fucking insane the quality of music you sent me. I mean, like stuff like this, you know, I'll cherish this in my collection and no one else is getting this until I peg it and my kids sell it off for ridiculous money and they become millionaires, hopefully. But yeah, so massive thanks to Ken. I'll leave links below and you can go check out Ken because everyone knows Ken. Right, the next one is a guy called Ryan who runs a wicked record label called Gurgling Gore Records. Ryan reached out to me after I showed this EP on one of my collection updates. This is Seep with the 2020 EP called Souvenirs of a Necrosadist. Now this originally came out through Gurgling Gore Records, but this is a Dawnbreed copy that came out this year, I think, actually, repress. So if you want a copy of that, go to Dawnbreed Records and you'll find it there. But he said to me, no, thanks for showing off the EP and the kind words, and I had nothing bad to say about it because it's my kind of death doom. It's guttural, old school sounding death metal. It's done really well, it's not boring, it's 3 tracks, you know what you're going to get, you know, and you can put it on and on and on, and it's just solid every single time. But he said to me, can I send you something from my other projects I've worked on in the past? And I was like, you know, by all means, you know, I'm not going to turn down a gift from someone like Brian. You know, Gurgling Gore is an amazing record label. And he sent me this. Now I was aware of it because I'm friends with Stu from Aesthetic Death, and he mentioned to me a while ago and I checked it out and I really enjoyed it, but then I forgot all about it. And when Ryan was talking to me about it, I didn't click what it was until I saw the picture. And he sent me a copy of Hallowed Butchery, and this is Death Songs from the Hymnal of the Church of the Final Pilgrimage. I probably butchered saying that, but we'll call it Death Songs. Now, this is another project Ryan was involved with for quite a while, I think since 2017. This is his own solo doom, funeral doom project, and it is amazing. Like, I can't tell you how diverse this sounds. This isn't like your normal death metal, doom metal, funeral doom metal kind of album. It's a mixture of all sorts of things. To me, most of this you could put on a Quentin Tarantino film and have it play in the background and it would fit those kind of movies perfectly. It's so diverse, it's incredible. So it's got elements of industrial in there with some of the noises he's using. He mixes his vocal ups with a lot of a kind of western kind of country, to me anyway, country-esque kind of singing voice. Really crisp, really clear. But then he scoops it right down, and the death metal growl that he can produce is insane. And the guitar tone is so fucking low, it's superb. So when those really heavy elements come in, it just kicks you in the bollocks so hard. It's so heavy, and it, you know, when you have to have this on loud, because when you have it on loud, it has such an impact because it lures you in because it's got this really nice clean singing sections, a little bit atmospheric. It kind of lures you in, and then it just drops on you like a ton of bricks. I believe that is a picture of Ryan there being covered in blood. But this is actually a concept album based off the Church of the Final Pilgrimage, which is an obscure death worshipping cult based in rural Maine and Florida. And I believe this is based off the experiences of that church and the teachings of it. So that was really cool. And I believe if you contact the email address in this, you can get the information about that church. But he sent me this, you know, totally unexpected again. Well, I knew it was coming, but I didn't deserve it, put it that way. So I'm very proud of Ryan to send me that. And again, really like that. One-man project, and that is heavy. I mean, that is really heavy. And like I say, if you want a copy of it, go to Aesthetic Death, which is based in the UK. They have the CD copy of it through their label. There's only, I think, either 500 or even less than that copies of this on tape. It could even be 50, I can't remember the number. I know it had a 5 in it. So if you want a copy of this, go to Aesthetic Death. But he also really kindly sent me another copy of the Seep EP. This is the CD copy, which is a 2021 repress as well. I believe the original one was in red, the repress is in green. Now this is so cool, so it's got that kind of like nice embossed logo there. This was put out through Total Death over Mexico Records, and the CD copy looks like that, which is really smart. I really like that. And there's a picture of the man himself with his Death Doom project. It just churns out really solid. I mean, his vocals are insane, like guttural stuff. I mean, especially his singing voice, if that is him singing, which I'm fairly sure it is. It's insane how talented the dude is. Just another normal family man doing his own thing. So thank you so much, Ryan, for those two. They are fucking awesome. That is incredible. Go check that out. Obviously leave links below. And the last one, I won this in a contest through the classiest man on the internet, Classy Lonnie. His YouTube channel should hopefully appear above my head now. He messaged me to say I won. He even tried to video call me, but I had a screaming toddler at the time on my lap, so I couldn't answer. He was just losing his shit. But he sent me a copy of Knoll, and this is their 2021 release called Interstice. I probably butchered that. I always butcher it. Now, the cover doesn't really give much away. Now, this is the self-release copy. The band are based in Memphis. Nice little digipack there. Nice little note there from the man himself. And Lonnie's a cool guy, another YouTuber that just does similar stuff to what I do, but he's a big boy collector. He's got CDs to the fucking hills. And you know, he's always showing really cool stuff, and I learn a lot from him. And he sent me this, and this was something I would never normally would check out, if I'm being brutally honest. It's very out of my depth of what I would listen to normally, but the more I've had about 3 spins of this now to kind of get my head around it, and I'm still not quite there because there's so much going on, and it's an album that's so diverse in where it takes you. It's a bit weird. So these are guys I could guess are a grindcore band, but there's more to it than that. The vocal style is that really high-pitched blackened death, well, not death metal, blackened black metal style, where it's like really high-pitched barked at you. You know, it's not guttural and low end, it's very much a very high-pitched, very shrieky. And I'm being brutally honest, a lot of the time that kind of vocal style grates on me, especially if the music isn't going along with the vocals. If it's really slow and stompy, like you get some really obscure black metal bands, but then the vocals are just so over the top, it kind of drowns it all out. The music is so over the top, it blends seamlessly with the vocal style. Like the drummer on this is a fucking machine gun. He's just all over the place. And the riffs, the time changes, it's just a very intense listen. But these guys have been picked up by Sludge Lord Records based out in the UK. So if you want this on, I think, tape or vinyl, you can get it through them. But this is the self-release, I'm guessing through the band, because there's no mention of Sludge Lord on this case. But again, I really liked it. I mean, it grew on me a lot. It's one of those things, when you spend time with an album, you appreciate it more and more as you listen to it, or if you don't, you know, you just don't ever listen to it again. I've given this a good 3 spins now, and I'm nearly there now with kind of figuring out which song is which, because at the moment it just kind of blends into one. And there's a good over 10 tracks on this. Being a grindcore album, what to expect. So yeah, thank you Lonnie for sending me that, and Knoll, this is a 2021 release, so go check it out. Obviously leave links below. So thank you to everyone who stuck with me and watched this video, and thank you to Ken, Ryan and Lonnie for sending me these amazing gifts. Really, really do appreciate it. Like I said, the whole YouTube thing for me was about talking about music, promoting bands I think people should be checking out, and kind of getting more involved with the music scene and not be the outcast I like to pretend I am. I'm quite a chatty person in real life, but I'm not one of those guys that likes to get attention. I kind of sit in the background, but people like Ken and that sending me like fucking all this is just ridiculous, and like Ryan just sending me a package just for showing one of his albums, you know, insane. And I'll always be grateful, and go support those guys. So in the meantime, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I put all sorts of cool content which should now be appearing around my head. Please let me know what you think of the below, and obviously please check out the links and support the people mentioned. So in the meantime, take care, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Cheers!